I'm James Louie, and I'm on the board of directors for Folktime. Folktime is an organization that helps people who are challenged by mental illness. It's a socialization program. And one of the things about people who have mental illness is that they tend to be shut-ins, they don't have any friends, and, they're on medication, and they end up spending most of their life inside their apartments or their homes.
Chatterton, two organizations that have now blended together called Weathered Hands and Weathered Hearts. So we target 15 different shelters. Those that are homeless because it was not by choice, but by circumstance.
My sister was diagnosed as being schizophrenic when she was a little girl, and that's how I got involved with Folktime.
It was one of those epiphany moments, and I was sorting through packages, and if you ever worked with the Home Depot or the organizations where kids get to ask what they want and what they need, and I came across this placard card from a little girl named Jenny who was 8 years old. In the want section, she wrote in color crayon, nothing, and she had no hyphen thing. And in the need section, she wrote in crayon, enough money for groceries this week.
We try to get our names in the paper. We try to get mentions on TV whenever we can. But that's basically how we get the word about Folktime out. A lot of the people who participate in Folktime are referred by Providence Medical. They have a day treatment center, and when they feel they've done everything they can for a particular individual, they will refer them to an organization like Folktime. And then Huber's also does a Fat Tuesday benefit for Folktime, where we will donate 100% of the proceeds or 30% of our gross sales to Folktime.
I think what is the most powerful mechanism now is social media. And I am by far not the most talented, but I have people that work with me that have done social feeds on Twitter. They have used their Facebook extensively, LinkedIn, but also, even though that is a great platform, I think it's more important to me word of mouth.
Well, with a lot of nonprofits, the biggest challenge is funding. And there have been times when there weren't a lot of money in the checking account. We rely quite a bit on grants, and we are very fortunate that we have an excellent administrative director, Tom Brady, he is the one who writes the grants and has been pretty successful in obtaining some grants recently.
That's a great question. I would tell anybody that wants to do this kind of venture that a nonprofit is still a business. When one group wanted to go a certain direction with a nonprofit in year 8 and another wanted to grow, that became acrimonious for us as friends, and that's something we should have fleshed out early on. So I guess the greatest struggle is understanding that even though you're doing something good, that you need to manage it as a business. You need to understand who's going to be the volunteer coordinator, who is going to get a hold of shelters, and do they have the right sales style to interface with shelters. There's many things you have to consider that early on you just think it's a kumbaya law and everybody's doing a group hug, and still there's some kind of management behind it.
If you're in a business, it's actually a good way to promote your business. You know, the reality of retail is people buy from people that they like. And by being on the board and underwriting events for Folktime, a lot of the board members like me. It's a good way for our vendors to keep in our good graces. And also it allows us to be able to, do events for Folktime and for Calvin Presbyterian.
If somebody would start a nonprofit, with hindsight being 2020, I would say seek out a mentor. Seek out somebody that's done it before. Pick their brain a bit. Do an informational interview. Ask if you could, do a shadow run with somebody that does a nonprofit. It's great to go through life lessons, and one of my favorite quotes is, "Life is a horrible teacher. It gives you the test before it gives you a lesson plan." So I went through a whole lot of tests and flunked them because I didn't know what I was doing. And if I would have sought out somebody and maybe just at least did some data mining, I probably could have been more successful.